Fausto?
Yes.
You're on.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're being recorded. We're live. Welcome, everybody. Dan,
Welcome.
I guess we'll go to you.
Yes, well, we requested it to have the
Special meeting.
special meeting so that we could go over the bids, okay, for the gentleman that we hired, okay, to do the RFPs for this, and I'm gonna hand it over to him, and he'll explain each of the companies and the pricing, and any questions that you might have, because I was told you had some questions on it too, so. Okay?
Good morning. I'm Mark with Jack Brown.
Good morning.
Jack Brown's office. I've been with Jack for 27 years plus. This is mainly when I do field inspections, put the project manual together, and oversee the work being done.
Get closer to the mic so they can hear you. Thank you.
In this case, it's Campany Roofing is your low bidder at $4,495. $916. Your second one is Crest Roofing at $570,571. With those two bids, I wouldn't even consider Innovative at 600, rounded out $50,000. I can tell you a little bit about each company. Crest is a very, very good company, quality work, as Campany is also. Crest is a newer company. Both of the gentlemen, their partners, Todd and Mike, they came from Atlas Roofing, which has done work for Century Village in the past. No problems, great work. They branched out on their own roughly 5 years ago. Campany Roofing is a much larger company. They're a $100 million a year company. They're production driven. That's how they tend to beat everybody's prices. They get in, get out, and get out of your hair. I have no problem with their work. I've been working with them for the 27 plus years I've been with Jack Brown and Associates. My definition of a good roofing company is if they have a problem on the job site, I like them to jump in with 2 feet and get that problem resolved for the owners, for the association. Campany has always stepped up to the plate and done that, as well as Crest Roofing has done that. That's a little bit about both companies. Great supervision on both companies. Campany would assign probably 4 people to this job. On-site supervision, an off-site supervisor that comes here once or twice a week. You would have a Anna, who is their OSHA gal. She is excellent at doing safety, and that's very big around here with all the people that use this clubhouse. Safety is a #1 priority. If you have any questions, I'd love to answer them.
Yeah, I have a couple. The first company says there's 20 sheets of plywood. Doesn't say how many square feet. And your third person breaks it down to 320 square feet. The second one says 640 square feet. So which one is it?
20 sheets. A sheet of plywood is 32 square feet, so times 20 will give you your square footage. I don't have a calculator with me.
Okay. So the high bidder is only replacing 10 sheets and everybody else is replacing 20?
That's correct.
Okay. Any? Yeah, go ahead.
If I heard you correctly, when you said Campany Roofing, you said 445? Or did you?
No.
$495.
Yeah, 495. Should I make a motion now and then have discussion or more questions?
But we're gonna discuss all three, and then we'll entertain a motion, and we can finalize it if,
Just so I can stay with it when it comes to
All right,
plywood and all, I'll just step in a little bit. That's just a guesstimate on their
I,
part.
I'm well aware of, yes.
Okay, everybody else doesn't understand that. It
Yeah.
could be a lot more, it could be a lot less, you know?
Right.
can't, other things being equal, Campany will start sooner after the contract is given, will complete more quickly
No,
once they begin the work.
no. Company says 15 days after the permit is issued.
Right, okay.
So they have to apply for the permit, which could take X number of months,
Right, but,
right?
yeah, once a permit is issued, they'll start sooner than
Yes.
the others.
Permitting right now is running, I think, an average of 3 to 4 weeks once they apply for it.
Yes,
Yeah, so this is just for my education. What is the purpose of the bond on the spreadsheet? And why is it different?
That, the amount, the bond rate goes by the financial stability of the company. The more financial stable they are, the lower their bond rate. And that bond rate, if you choose to purchase one, that is above and beyond the contract price. And that protects you, say in the middle of this, Mrs. Campany falls out of love with Mr. Campany and they're gonna get a divorce and Ed says, you're not getting any of my money, and dissolves the company. I don't foresee that happening, they're both very happy. But, that bond then would protect you and pay to finish your job.
Thank you.
the other question I have, I see in your contract, your company gets $88,500, you're gonna be overseeing the job?
That is extra. That's on an hourly basis, the 88. That initial cost is to inspect, put the manual together, oversee the bidding process, attend the meetings, and the last thing we would do on that is have a pre-construction meeting with your chosen roofer.
Okay, so, and approximate cost, if you're gonna oversee the job?
Approximate cost is 1.5%, usually to 2% of the contract price of your chosen roofer.
And the bond is on top of that?
That is on top of the 85.
Okay. Yeah, everybody understand that? $8,500 goes for their work, and then on top of that is their performance bond, and on top of that is to be the contract, to make sure that the contractor's doing their job efficiently. Who wants to make a motion, and then we can make any discussion that we want?
Microphone, please.
I would make a motion that we accept the Campany roofing bid for $495,000, $916.
Okay, Richard made the motion, who's gonna second it? Thank you, Maureen. Maureen seconds the motion. Now we can have general discussion.
I did. It was Bobby that seconded.
Oh, it was Bobby? Oh, I'm sorry, it was Bobby.
We will go on.
I saw her hand going up.
Somebody did it.
All right,
Yeah.
our Cam has, second, but
Hi, guys. Just since Campany is now on the floor, I can tell you that I've had 2 past experiences with this company, both very good, and in one case, excellent. In both cases, they were TPO roofs, which require some involvement with the contractor pretty much forever. Once you have a TPO roof, you need twice-a-year inspections. Campany had no problems being there, and when we had little problems, they stood behind their work, so I can recommend this company.
We would say the same as WPRF. Well, actually, it was actually worked down in Deerfield, but we were very pleased. So if you were to choose Campany, we would absolutely be on that side with you. Yeah, good company.
They were on the 2005 hurricane. One of the largest damages of roof down there was in Deerfield at the time for our county, which we did hundreds of roofs with them, you know, so, and with no problems, you know, so.
Yeah, this is Kelly. I would just add that for the oversight, it's about an additional $7,500. To me, that seems like it'd be money well spent, but I don't know if we have to do a separate motion for that, for the oversight.
It definitely is recommended to put the size of the roof, okay, and the expertise of them over us overseeing something of that project. Magnitude of money is too not too.
Yeah, somebody has to oversee. Go ahead, David.
Maybe I missed it, Fausto, but is there, I don't see any cost for the permits.
They are included.
Okay, good. I don't even see that in here anywhere.
Okay.
On my handout here, but
On the ARP that they got.
That's included in the 8,500 to get the permit. That's the question.
Campany, no, that's Campany's responsibility.
Campany.
Is included in their price.
Okay.
anybody have a quick calculator here? Yeah.
On your phone?
So you can add the three basic numbers up together. Bring whatever, Campany, and Jack Brown, and the performance bond.
Okay, Campany is 495,916.
Make it 496, and,
496,000
and that's
plus.
plus 8,500,
Plus.
and,
I think the bond is already included in that.
It's
Right.
included in
okay.
You're at 5045.
Now, the bond is already included in
I
that.
didn't put the bond in here.
Oh,
This is just Campany plus.
Well, that's 85, then you oversee the
You're right, yeah. I was gonna say 8,000, yeah.
What did he say, is like
Sorry.
2%?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing round figures. We're doing,
Not the 85?
uh,
Is it
uh,
in addition to the 85? I'm sorry.
no, depending on the sheeting, because it could go higher or lower, but whenever you tear a roof off, if they tell you 20, it'll probably be 30, but that's besides the point. So it's going to be probably somewhere in the realm of 510 to 520,000 bucks by the time you get done.
My question was about the 1.5 or 2%
Yes,
for the consulting fee. Is that the 8,500, is that an estimate, or is that in addition to the 8,500?
It's an addition.
I thought the 8,500 was for their work to this point, and then on top, that was my understanding, that was my question. The 8,500 does not cover them overseeing the job, right?
Correct.
Okay, so it's
then-
8,500 plus,
Plus
right,
2%
plus the bond,
of
yes,
the contract.
right.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, yeah.
I'm real confused about what the actual numbers are.
Let's get all the
My question is, how come we didn't get this ahead of time so we could have reviewed it and everybody would know what you're talking about? Because looking at it, it can be very confusing. And I understand we are going to do the roof, but we didn't have enough time. Usually we get these way ahead of time in the meeting. So that's my question. Why didn't we get it before today?
I don't know. Did you send that out, Asia, ahead of time for the
No.
first meeting we tried to pull together?
I didn't get it.
No. No, whatever was handed out at the last operations meeting, and it was kicked down to do the special to review it. Nothing was sent out after
Well,
that.
all the
This
bids
was,
were sent out, right?
But this was provided at the last meeting and everybody left it behind, so I recollected it to give it out again at this meeting.
Right.
So-
So, yeah. So. Well, hey, Dan, my question to you was, when we brought this up, and I asked you how urgent is that we do the roof, and you said that people are falling through it, so it becomes an emergency.
Well, at this point, we've done so much patching.
Right.
That I think it's, and also it's rotted out you're gonna see there's sections where, when we were doing the air conditioning, okay, where people have walked through that roof and had and did a little repair just to get by.
Well,
On
well,
the shingle side roof, okay? not
I
on the
know,
flat.
that's what you told me last time, Dan, and at that point, really, everything should have stopped, and this should have been brought up to the committee at the time. While you were doing the air conditioning, people are having problem with the sheathing, we should have stopped and said, hey, guys, this needs to be done, because it's an additional $500,000 plus that, you know, and I, like I said to you, my concern is some of the work that was done to reduct the air conditioning might now have to be disturbed when they pull the sheathing off.
No, that's not gonna happen there.
You sure?
I know for a fact.
Okay.
Matter of fact, if.
The vapor
and
barrier-
There might be a misunderstanding here, but we did do a section of the roof, okay, of the flat roof, where we did put the 3 units inside there, and that's another major cost that would have been on top of this. And I did bring this up because I've been working on these bids, okay, for the last year, okay, so, this is nothing new with the roof, because we did the flat roof where the 3 are over the auditorium, and that's not included in this.
No,
project.
I-
That would have been an additional, I don't know how big that square footage was, but it was massive. So we took care of that problem there because we had so many leaks in that area, and we moved forward, and that was under the air conditioning contract.
Okay.
It's just that while we were working on the shingle side, okay, again, we didn't have the money to go forward with anything more. We were already in debt with the budget as it was, you know, and that's why we brought this up for budgeting purposes, you know, to do the rest of the roof. So I did bring this up, and move forward, okay, the proper way, really. And the only reason I'm pushing this now is because every time you wait, the cost of this stuff is going up.
Yes, we know,
There are price increases coming.
of course, yes.
Stay ahead of that.
Maureen,
So it's not the whole clubhouse roof, it's only sections of it that are being repaired?
It's the majority, the only section that is not on this quote here is the flat roof over the theater. That was done during the air conditioning when we put the 3 units up there.
So all the great asphalt section that you see up there, that's what we're replacing, not
That's the
repairing.
shingle. Well, that's the shingle side, there's still a small section of a flat roof also that is gonna be taken care of, okay, also. But the majority of the shingle roof that you see and a flat roof on the back side over the card rooms over on this section over here.
Will you have to close any of the clubhouse part sections down during construction?
Depending on where they load and unload, okay, that will be coordinated through AVA and shutting areas down for entryways and safety, and that will be brought up to, you know, they'll let us know, you know, what sections, but internally, I don't think so, unless we come up with something that we see very bad inside there, where they would have to replace boards and stuff like that, which, you know, it goes directly right down to the
rafters.
rafters, you know.
So what we're looking to do is just redirect traffic to keep everybody safe, but again, as Dan said, the plan is that everything will stay open unless they come across something that we don't know yet.
Thank you.
And when we have a pre-construction meeting, all those particulars will be gone over. Where we can stage, what do we have to do for safety? We will have their safety representative here. She's, I'm sure, already been here, looking at the site, making her plan.
Does the committee feel comfortable with the information that was given to make a decision today?
Yes.
Yes,
Do
Kevin?
we have quorum?
I believe we do. Yes, David?
I just want to get the numbers straight here. $496 for the roofing company,
Right.
plus an additional $8,500 for your company. Is there another
The
fee
bond,
involved?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that 496, looking at my spreadsheet, includes the company's bond.
okay.
Is there any other more oversight or engineering? Nothing else, just those 2 charges?
But isn't there, if we choose to have them oversee the work, then there's a
Right.
it's
That's what
about
I'm
7,500, but that's a choice you are gonna make.
I want something coagulated here.
Right.
So 2% of the problem.
So 2% of the contract price, does that exclude the bond? Is just the contract itself for your fee?
Just the contract
That's what I
itself.
thought, yeah, so That would be $9,747.
10 grand.
Right, so you're looking at $506,000 rounded up.
Yes, David?
The next question I have is 506, correct?
And that number, we likely will come in under that if you're choosing Campany Roofing. Like I say, they're a good quality company, they do excellent work, and I don't have to do near the inspections that I normally would on a roofer that doesn't do quite the quality.
Thank you, understood. Of course, no one can judge what the damage is underneath the roof
Right.
until they take the top off.
That's correct.
And that's something we can't blame you nor Campany Roofing about. That's just something that happens. But my question next, before we just go approve this, our budget is $460,000. Where are we getting the additional funds to pay for this?
We're probably gonna have to take it from reserves.
These are the things I want people to know about.
Yep. You're gonna, at least 50,000 is gonna have to be taken out of our reserve account, a minimum of 50,000. You have no choice.
Wait till next year.
I'm sorry?
Your choice is to wait till next year.
No,
And-
then it'll be more, then it'll be even more. because it's
But it's a
contract
choice.
Right,
price, so
right.
Whether you want to take it out of your reserves or whether you want to wait and spend more money.
The understanding from WPRF is that we don't have a chance, we need to do it now, or it's gonna get worse. Besides the deterioration because of leaks, we're also gonna be hit with additional cost. So,
I have no problem taking the money from reserves, I just want everybody
Yeah,
to
yeah.
know that's where it would be coming from.
yeah. Yeah, sounds good to me.
Can I just make,
Sure.
I know a lot about roofing. On this last, the spreadsheet, the most glaring difference between the two companies is in the days to complete. One says 30 days, one says 60. Am I correct in assuming that it's only going to take 30 days because they'll have more people on the job?
That is absolutely correct.
Very good.
Ed Campany is known for bringing an army in, get in here and get out of your hair.
Weather permitting too.
Well, of course. Try to get this done before rainy season.
When is that?
Mark, what's the period of time that this contract price stands?
Generally, about 45 days, they will hold that price.
Well, my understanding, it says from September, so we're 45 days are well gone. Are we guaranteed that they will honor this price now?
Knowing Ed Campany, I'm gonna say 90% yes, he will honor this price.
Because it states right on the contract dated September 1st, 2023. So I have October, November, December, January, so the 45 days is long gone by.
But Campany's bid is actually dated November 29.
Well, it's still over 45 days.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any other questions? Yes, Bobby?
How long is the roof guaranteed for? How long does this company come back to take care of any needed repairs?
You have a 5-year leak-free warranty from Campany Roofing. Then in place of that, you have a 20-year, no dollar limit warranty from the manufacturer.
Just curious.
Well, just by our insurance standards, that means nothing, because they say you need a new roof every 15 years. So, right? The insurance people override everybody. Anybody else?
I'm good.
Any more questions? Okay.
Call the question.
We have a motion, we have a second. Joanne, can you do a roll call vote, please?
Can I just, Richard, do you want to keep the dollar figure in here as you stated it, or do you want to add anything to the dollar figure?
I stated it.
Yes, you did.
You brought the motion to discuss the Campany bid for 495,916.
Let's go with what Monica came up with, 506, was it?
506,000 rounded up,
506,000.
which includes, Jack Brown and Associates oversight fee.
Okay, so Richard Handelsman brought a motion, seconded by Maureen de Beguer, to accept the Campany bid for a new roof for the clubhouse at $506,000, which includes the Jack Brown and Associates fee.
We think it was seconded by Bobby.
It was seconded
Yeah,
by Bob.
I'm sorry,
Oh, sorry.
I said Maureen, it was
I
Bobby.
could
I
have.
write down what I said. Okay. So,
It was two of us.
let's try it this way. Richard Handelsman,
Yes.
Joyce Reese,
Yes.
Bobby Levin,
Yes.
John Hess,
Yes.
David Boaz,
Yes.
Donald, I vote yes. Patricia Caputo,
Yes.
Fausto Fabro,
Yes.
Stuart Richland. And the motion carries.
But you didn't ask, you didn't vote for me. Huh, forgot my.
Or me.
You're the one here. I'm so sorry. You don't even want me here. Sorry.
And you missed Kelly.
You missed me
Yeah,
too.
everybody but
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm working from a list that's Maureen, there we go,
Yes.
and Kelly Jansen.
Yes.
It passes unanimously.
Jerry, did you have any questions? Did we leave anything out? You satisfied with our presentation?
Excellent presentation.
Thank you.
I wanted to say one thing, maybe helpful to you too, for your roofs too. When we've done our roofs and the other clubhouses, we continue on a maintenance program with the contractor. That said, when you're doing annual inspections with the roof, and you have a 20-year roof warranty, and you're doing these inspections and documenting it, then you can show that to the insurance company, okay, it will get the full value of the roof. But if you don't show any maintenance on that yearly, then definitely they're gonna fail you for that, you know.
It sounds great, but at the October legal updates at the HOA, the question was asked, if I put a metal roof on there, will the insurance company accept it for 50 years? And they said no, it's only good for 15. They're supposed to be voting on this in Tallahassee now. Because they said the insurance company says it goes by they're going by the date that the permit was issued and closed. 15 years is the life of the roof, regardless of what it is. So they're fighting it, of course, because the metal roof is that much more expensive. But they're looking for clarification for that. So,
Again, it's always good to do the
Yes.
documentation, and hopefully that, we have a very expensive roof in Boca, which is $1 million or so more, you know, $1 million plus now probably, and that's the best roof that you could put on, okay? And I know that it didn't get brought up on our insurance for this particular, but we also do the annuals on those, and it will be a life expectancy of over 20 years, you know?
we did the Polo roof 3 years ago, so I got 5 years from the manufacturer and 15 years where they get an annual inspection, they come in, they will do the 21,000 square foot to reseal it if there's any damage, and it took the insurance companies 2 years to say, okay, we'll take it, but it goes year by year. And, yeah, they may not take it next year, because they're going by the date that the permit was issued and the date that the permit was closed.
I understand. Just,
All right, anything else? I'll entertain a motion unless WPR has anything.
motion to adjourn.
All right, good.
thank you.
You guys.
I have, before you leave out here, I have a question, because we're going through, one of the pools, we were doing a fence, and we're getting bids on the fence. Majority of All Century Village's fences are 4 foot. And there's a heavy cost when you go from 4 foot to 6 foot, okay, when you go with mechanical fencing. So we're gonna give you the option of seeing what the 6 foot, which you have there with the chain link fence, to a 4 foot mechanical fence also, because the 2 foot down, it's a big difference in price, you know?
What's mechanical?
That's what you're putting up in the,
It's what we have, like the front gate.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's not chain link, it's straight up and
Right.
down and,
But
so we
there's-
have it at Hastings.
Right.
there's a big, massive, and you know, that was put in years ago because when they closed off, you know, barriers with the jumping over, but this has bars, it's hard to jump over, and 2 feet difference is a big difference in price. It still gives you a look, you know?
didn't know what it was. I think the 6 foot price, Asia, correct me, came in at like 38, and the 4 foot price came in at like 14.5, am I wrong?
Yeah, it's a half,
It's a
and
huge.
we have that in every Century Village, and every of the other Century Village has 4 foot high. You know, that's the legal height of a pool anyway, so. And plus you have, you don't have bushes around them where, so it's, I think it's a cost factor for you to save the money, you know?
Which pool
I
is
would
that?
recommend that
Which pool
that's
is
what
that?
you do, that you choose.
That's the only one
We're
that,
getting that to you.
which one?
Which pool?
Dorchester.
Oh, really?
We've been trying to get that done for 5 years.
How about
More
you?
than that?
Oh, is it 8?
It's been a long time.
Well, we're
Pre-COVID, I know.
We're gonna take it off now because we're not fit.
Remember we painted it, it was scheduled and then we painted it once or twice?
Because we always traded the money for something else.
Yes.
Thank you, I just wanted to let you know that.
Finding the curtains, so, yeah.